And let's start. So tell me, where is your homework? Test. I need test. And have you done the writing part? Do you remember about the film? Or I think you've done it, right?
No.
No. No. Olga, no as well, right?
No, I will send you these days.
You know what what I'm suggesting? I'm suggesting today to to clean our debts and do the writing here and finish the test. So it's because it's been an old homework and I don't want to procrastinate. What do you think about it?
Test, I think I sent you.
Oh, you've done the test. I see. Oh no, you haven't, right? You haven't sent me the test.
I'm almost done.
Oh,
So
cool. Right. Okay, so what do you think? Are you
new
ready
homework.
to do writing now, or shall I give you one more chance until until Wednesday? How do you feel? How is it better for you?
So we only wanna have one homework, previous one.
You're gonna have grammar homework because okay, if everything were ready today, your writing and your test, we would start grammar, modal verbs. So we would finish vocabulary and we will do grammar. That's why you'll have new homework. But I'm really interested in your writing. That's why I'm asking. Do you think it's helpful if we do the writing part here now? Or are you saying that, okay, until Wednesday it will be ready? No need to do it. Olga, how is it better for you?
I think it would be ready to, until Wednesday.
Until Wednesday?
I have just to write it.
Yeah, that's the only thing which is left to write it.
No,
Okay.
I made notes. But
Okay, you made notes. Okay. Okay. Ola, what about you? Do you think you'll manage your writing until Wednesday?
Yes, maybe even later today. I've sent you.
Later today. Okay, then deal, ladies.
One more question. Is it all right if I don't have any ideas and
of course it's all right. I know your question.
Open internet and I surf the net for some ideas.
What? No, Olga, don't be perfect. No one is evaluating. There's no criteria like originality of your ideas, no such thing. But there is grammar, there's vocabulary, there's amount of word, there is time limit. This is what is evaluated. That's why
it's not necessary my text to be
it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I told you many times how I passed my German exam at university, state exam as a teacher. I got the task, I don't know, sport, and I was supposed to start answering immediately. And I still remember my first sentence because I think it was great. It was just amazing. I said, sport is important in our life because it plays a big role in our lives, like something like this. But I think Ola knows the story. I've told it a million times. But what I gained, the first sentence was stupid, but it was grammatically correct and very well, and it showed good vocabulary. And I gained time to think about what am I going to say about it. And I passed with an excellent mark. And I finished my university with the red diploma. So it's important. Your ideas are not important, but vocabulary and grammar. Unfortunately, in the exam, in real life, of course, Our ideas are the best actually what we have. Right, ladies. And then okay, then let's stick to the plan. Go to page 72 in your book. We've covered exercise 1. Let's very quickly do exercises 2 and 3 and move to the scary grammar part. Right, choose the correct verb in the phrases. Ola, would you like to start?
To board a plane.
Exactly. Olga?
To pick up a passenger.
See?
To get onto a motorbike.
To get onto a motorbike, nice.
To change trains.
To
cancel a flight.
Exactly.
To get into a car.
Yes, well done. And now let's complete the email with words and phrases from exercise 1 and 2. I hope you still remember what we were doing in exercise 1. Anyway, let's do it together. Do read the whole email, okay? Don't skip. Ola, would you like to start?
There was a clue at the I don't remember.
Seems to be difficult.
Oh, there was a clue.
So they apparently they wanted, that's why I told you to start reading from the beginning so that you could get the whole idea. But apparently first of all, they went to buy tickets. So which word is missing?
But
Sorry, didn't get it.
train station, but I can
Not
see
quite. Where do we buy tickets?
ticket office.
At a ticket office.
So we went straight to the platform and got onto the train.
Right, good. Olga?
When we tried to buy a ticket from the ticket office? No. From the platform.
No, I guess no, they were waiting at the ticket office, and no, they went to the platform. And I guess they from a person. What is the name of a person? Conductor.
When we tried to buy a ticket from the ticket inspector.
Exactly, ticket inspector.
We discovered that we were on the wrong train.
Yes.
We had to get off at the next station and
Пересесть, сделать пересадку. In exercise 2, Оля.
to change
Mhm.
trains.
To change trains, which is a nightmare. Mhm.
When you're referring to luggage. What I do in large hand luggage.
Mhm. No, why hand luggage? I guess for large
For large suitcases.
suitcases. Exactly. Olga?
At the airport, we wait for an hour at um, departure lounge.
Where do we get our
Check-in.
boarding pass? At which, not at a
Customs.
departure lounge. At
Customs or check-in.
At a check-in. All
Check-in.
right, go on.
To get our boarding pass, and then we waited in the awaited and now a departure lounge.
Yes, and now we get into the departure lounge.
Um,
For 2 hours become being called to the gate.
Okay, Ola.
When they finally allowed us to plane to
Садиться на самолет.
board the plane.
To board the plane. By the way, to cap it all, nice expression. And to cap it all, the plane sat on the runway for 50 minutes. Okay, next one, Olga.
The end of the flight was just as bad. We landed with a huge bump. The flew open.
Well, how do we call that shelf above us?
Baggage, hand luggage.
Not quite. How do we
Cabin.
call the shelf itself? Как вот вообще вот этот полка называется?
Overhead locker.
Overhead locker.
Okay.
Exactly. Above my seat flew open, and my own, а вот теперь
And now my own hand luggage.
hand luggage fell down and hit me on the shoulder. Yes, quite a nightmare. And yeah, pick up some nice words. I really liked to cap it all. Very nice phrase. And I also liked here, you see, in the and to cap it all, the plane. And I also liked the phrase a nightmare. Like you can use it like when you hear something terrible, you can say, oh, what a nightmare. Or it was a nightmare. You can use this phrase in your writing as well. Right. So let's move to the grammar part. We're going to talk about modal verbs. Well, quite a big lecture to give. I hope you're going to help me with this. Right. We're going to talk about modals according to their function. First of all, let's discuss advice, совет, obligation, обязательство, and prohibition, запрет. We can use several phrases, verbs for these purposes. Should and ought to are used for giving advice and for giving opinions, like what is the right thing to do. For example, like, I think you should stay at home this evening. We're giving advice. To share our opinion, we all ought to use less electricity. Or it's also quite nice to say it also with, I don't think you should, or I think you shouldn't. It sounds very natural. We use must to give strong advice and mostly to ourselves. I must try to get to bed early tonight. It's also possible to give strong recommendations to others based on your own opinion, but again, be careful. You must try this cake, it's wonderful. You see, we're so much sure about this cake, so we can give this a recommendation to another person. And again, when we talk about rules, cyclists must wear helmets. Have to is used to talk about obligations. Like we have to sit exams every year. And again, let me remind you the difference between must and have to. Must is always comes from you. What you strongly feel, what we should and must do. Have to comes from other circumstances, other people, the environment, and that's why we're obliged to do something. Да? Когда нам необходимо что-то, мы используем have to. For example, I must start cycling to work. It would be good exercise. Здесь у нас я должен начать. Я даю сам себе совет, поэтому использую must. I have to start cycling to work. They've cancelled the only bus. Я вынужден добираться на велосипеде. Вот из-за внешних обстоятельств. Последний автобус отменили. When we use a negative form, doesn't have to, we talk about the lack of obligation. Отсутствие необходимости. Не нужно. You don't have to leave now. You can stay as long as you like. And we use mustn't for prohibition. So mustn't and don't have to, they're quite different. You mustn't touch the walls. The paint isn't dry. And again, there are different ways how you can also talk about prohibition. Like you can say, it's against the rules, it's forbidden, it's not allowed. So there are other different ways, but now we're talking mostly about modals. Was this part clear for you? Все ли здесь пока было понятно, что я объясняла? Right. Now let's talk about ability. That's usually can and could, as you know. Can is used to talk about ability in the present. Can you see that man on the roof? We can also talk about future events, but when the decision is being made at the present. Can you come to the dinner next week? No, but I can make the week after. We're talking about future, but we agree here about it. We can use the instruction will be able to when we talk about future. When she's 17, she'll be able to take her driving test. Could and couldn't is used to talk about general ability in the past. My grandfather could speak 3 languages fluently. However, in the meaning of succeed, удалось, сумел, we need to use managed to or succeeded in doing something. It was a difficult question, but I managed to answer it. Был сложный вопрос, но я смог на него ответить. It's not good, it's managed to. And yeah, we often use can and could with verbs of perception like see, taste, hear. Pressing my ear to the door, I could hear what they were saying. So we're talking about ability in the past, physical ability in the past. Is this part clear? Right. Now let's talk about permission and requests. Again, we can use can and may. Also, we will also add this one as well. To ask, to give, or even to refuse permission. Can I borrow your pen? Yes, of course. You can sit anywhere you like. Could I, may I, a slightly politer way of requesting permission. So it's very important, this etiquette. May I sit next to you? Could I sit next to you? Yes, you may. And by the way, it's very interesting. We don't normally use yes, you could. No, you couldn't as replies for permission, even though the request uses could. Yeah? Could you sit next? Could I sit next to you? Yes, you may, or yes, you can, but not yes, you could. And there is also a politer form. Would you mind if, and past simple. Would you mind if I opened the window? But mind you, this is the most polite form of asking for permission. So be careful. Don't use it when you're talking to friends, etc. So mind again the etiquette. You can use can to ask somebody to do something. Can you explain that, please? And could you, would you mind doing something are also possible here, and they are slightly more polite. Would you mind opening the window? Is this part clear? And the last thing, we're going to talk about speculating, and that's it. And we are moving to practice. Speculating. Speculating means when we're talking, when we think, when we suppose how another person feels or thinks. For example, must is used when we think that's definitely true. He must be tired. He's just run 10 kilometers. Он должно быть устал. May and might have less degree of certainty, like possibly true. Right? Jeff isn't answering his phone at work. He might not be at his desk. He could be in a meeting, or he may be having lunch. So all these just probable things what Jeff is doing now. We use can't when this thing is really impossible. Невозможно. This can't be Susie's jacket. It's much too small. Не может быть это куртка Susie. When we're making logical deductions about the past, then we need must have or can't have plus past participle. I put odd socks on this morning. I must have been half asleep. Я надел разные носки утром. Должно быть, я вообще спал, пока одевался. So we're talking about a situation in the past, in the morning. That's why to make logical deductions about it, we use must have plus verb 3. Your parents can't have been very happy when you told them you were dropping out of university. Твои родители, должно быть, не были очень счастливы, когда ты сказал, что бросаешь университет. To drop out of university. If you haven't known this phrasal verb, please mark it down. Бросать университет, to drop out. When we're like some other modal verbs are also possible to speculate about past, must, may have, might have, could have, plus verb 3. Police think that robbers may have used a white van as their escape vehicle. Полиция думает, что грабители использовали, may have used, белый фургон, чтобы убежать. And what else? We cannot use may have for things which we know didn't happen. We use might have or could have. That was a dangerous thing to do. You might have been injured. Когда мы говорим о том, что так и не произошло, да, то мы не можем использовать may. То есть это была опасная вещь, ты вообще мог пораниться. Might have been injured. Но здесь на самом деле третий conditional. Если мы посмотрим, половинка третьего conditional might have и глагол в третьей форме. Либо could have. Используется нереальное прошлое. Okay, I'm afraid to ask if it is clear. Let's do like this. Do you have like urgent questions? Like something is completely unclear? No, Ola, I can't see you. That's why. How are you? Do you have any questions?
I had one, but I can't remember. Maybe it was about when or may. Like, what should I choose? How should I like understand what to choose?
Can и кто?
May.
Oh, the difference between can and may. Can is a little bit more informal. Like, you mean to talk about permissions and requests? Это вот это, да? Когда...
Yes.
Can is a little bit more informal. Can I borrow your pen? Могу взять ручку. If you want to be more polite, then you say, could I borrow your pen? May I borrow your pen? That's it. Уровень вежливости. А еще круче. Would you mind if I borrowed your pen? Это вообще. Right, let's practice, okay? And if we have any questions, I'm sure we're going to discuss them. Choose the correct, okay, this is page 72. Choose the correct modal verb in sentences. Okay, Olga, would you like to start?
You really must go to the Picasso Museum while you are in Barcelona. It's fantastic. You really must.
All right, yeah, this is your strong personal opinion. You must. Okay, next one, number 2. Oля, are you ready or are you going somewhere?
No, I don't think you should take the car. The shops are only a few hundred meters away.
Exactly, that's your advice. 3.
You mustn't lose your boarding pass. You can't board the plane without it.
I think you should. I think you ought to.
Yes,
by
again,
train.
when you give personal advice, ought to is quite well. E.
Martin's. Martin could see the train pulling away from the platform, but he couldn't reach it in time.
Да, не смог, не успел. F.
He couldn't.
He couldn't reach it in time. Again, we're talking about here physical ability, so he couldn't run fast enough to reach it. All right, F.
You mustn't drive when you're tired. It's dangerous.
Exactly, G.
To avoid risk of injury, passengers must remain seated during takeoff and landing.
Excellent. All right, now let's make a little, let's work in pairs. Exercise 3. One person, you need to take it in turns to listen to your partner's problem and give advice using a variety of appropriate modal verbs. And you can use the ideas below, or you can come up with your own ideas. So whatever you want. So first of all, for example, Olga shares her problem, Oля gives advice, and then vice versa. Olga, would you like to start?
I can choose any of this problem.
I think A is yours. You're gonna
Yes.
talk about all the problems here, or if you don't like any of them, you can substitute. And yeah, Ola is B, card B.
What I need to improve English. A new job, 3 months time.
I have a new job in 3 months' time. I kind of make it. What shall I do? Yeah. What shall I
Maybe-
do?
Maybe it's like second part of the sentence is answer for first one in my blog, or like
No, I think these
I-
are different.
like this isn't an answer.
No, I mean,
That's right.
in your, this is interview next week. That's another thing, I guess. So what
No,
would
like
you?
I don't know. I must. I should. Wait.
Yeah, just respond. Just respond. Everything is fine, Ola. So you see, your friend needs to improve English. Your advice. What should she do?
Maybe что-то вроде я должен improve English, и в ответ я даю здесь вот будет интервью на следующей неделе.
Да.
И в ответ получаешь, мне нужна работа через 3 месяца.
No,
получается-
no. Don't overthink. Что-то там какой-то уже сюжет книги намечается. Нет, значит, вот проблема. Надо выучить английский. Через 3 месяца на работу надо устраиваться. Что можно дать? Какой совет можно дать человеку, который надо в короткие сроки улучшить английский? И разные постараемся, и should, и, может быть, еще что-то можно будет добавить.
Окей.
Давайте. It's again good for part 3. You see, role playing. Вот такие вот спонтанные ролевые игры, это все к вам в 3-й части идет. Кармы положительной. Поэтому давайте, Оля.
У меня же B.
М?
У меня же B. Я должна отвечать.
Ну да, совет давать. Оля.
Это не A начинает.
Так,
No, my problem is I need to improve my English because I got a new job and I have 3 months time.
мгм.
Give
Какой
me
совет?
some. Yes,
Совет
give
из
me
головы
some.
берем, нигде не читаем.
You should visit, you should apply for interview next week. But I don't know anything about company. Or what? What should I do?
Okay. I mean, let it be so. Now, Ola, read your problem. Оля.
I should visit a friend's birthday, but I haven't got any money to
Mhm.
surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should ask some of your close friends and to borrow money from them. Yes. Or maybe you can choose to make present by your hands, with your hands, and
Мгм.
made present.
Мгм. Твой друг, должно быть, будет рад получить такой индивидуальный подарок, как скажем.
I think your friend would be would be
Можно would be, можно must be
must
тоже, да,
be.
сюда, хорошо. Мгм.
Must be grateful. Yes, must be
Must be happy, must be
happy to-
grateful, наверное.
grateful to get present
Мгм.
from you.
Мгм.
Choose me.
Right, okay. Olga, your problem?
I have headaches every evening, especially using computer or TV.
Мгм.
Um, I think it might be a health problem, so you should visit a doctor.
Мгм. Okay. Ola, read yours. Hmm? Ola, read yours.
My friend have friends suggest Hollywood theme party, but I can't think what to wear.
Мгм.
I think you must to l- look through some magazines.
Can you repeat again, please, Ольга? Ты должен просмотреть.
Да, look through или
Can you
look
make
through.
can you make the whole sentence, please?
I think you must look through
Мгм, мгм, мгм.
some fashion magazines
Мгм.
to find some ideas.
All right. Okay. Ольга.
Mm, I often have argues with my friend,
Мгм.
and I won't answer phone calls.
No, maybe he. He or she. She won't
He
answer
or she.
phone calls.
Yeah. She won't answer my phone calls. Yes.
Mm-hmm,
My
mm-hmm.
phone calls.
Yeah, what should I do?
And
Okay,
what
what?
should I?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can find her and talk to him and talk to him in person. Maybe you guys are going to resolve your problems.
Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to hear you. Oля, can you maybe speak closer to the microphone?
I'm in headphones, so it's just so loud out here. Um,
Okay.
I thought maybe you guys should meet in person and resolve your problems
Okay.
in person.
All right. Let's go with exercise 4. You need to read again the rule about could in the past. Again, we use could just to talk about general ability in the past or with verbs of perception. See here. And when we mean удалось, получилось, we normally use managed to. In exercise 4, I want you to find and correct 2 examples where could should be managed to. Right, Olga, let's do it together with you.
I should read
Mhm.
from the beginning. I stood on the beach and waved my arms, shouting. Eventually, I could attract Harry's attention and steered the boat in our direction.
Is it correct here? I could attract Harry's
Yes, I
attention.
managed to attract Harry's attention.
All right. Yes, I
Mhm.
managed to attract.
He couldn't come too close to the beach in case the boat became grounded, so we waded out to meet it. The waves were quite strong, and I managed to see that Jacques was
No. With
no,
verbs or feelings, do you remember? See, here,
and I
etc.
could see that Jacques was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered that Mark could swim, but Jacques couldn't. I held her arm as the water became deeper. When the boat came alongside, I could grab hold of the ladder and hold it steady while she climbed aboard.
Steady and hold it steady. Okay, is the last sentence correct?
One moment. Boat came. I could grab hold. Yes, I should change
Is it correct or not?
I managed.
I managed to. Да,
Um,
мне удалось захватиться за
managed to.
лестницу. I managed to.
Mhm.
Okay, also let's do exercise 5 quickly. Must, mustn't, have, has to, don't, have to. Ola, are you ready to work with us? How is your microphone?
It's fine.
Okay, then let's go with A.
You mustn't park there. It's for emergency vehicles only.
It's for emergency vehicles. Right, B.
You have to wear your seatbelt during the whole flight, but it's advisable to keep it fastened while you are in your seat.
Fastened, to keep it fastened.
Fastened.
Cool.
Have to.
Have to. Okay, have to let it be.
Please note that all passengers must check in at least 5 minutes.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, in B, I think in B we made a mistake. Look, to wear your seatbelt during the whole flight, but it's advisable to keep it fastened while you are in your seat.
You don't have to wear.
Yes. You don't have to. Right. D, whose turn is it?
I am. There is no bus into town, so I always have to walk or cycle.
Exactly.
People over 65 don't have to pay to travel by bus. It's free.
These days, you mustn't.
Exactly, you mustn't.
Mustn't.
It's a prohibition.
Mhm.
We have one exercise left, but again, I think it's for better because you can sleep now, rest, and we will revise it next time to see what you remember. At home. At home, you need to do workbook, Unit 6, vocabulary and grammar. We have revised today vocabulary. You need to do grammar. Next time, we're going to practice listening and speaking, or maybe listening and use of English. Well, I think, yeah, listening and use of English. And when we finish Unit 6, we're going to write again one test on FCE together. Yes, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, then see you next Wednesday. This is the last, right? Next Wednesday is the last lesson this year. And we're going to continue in January. Ola, please be seated during the lesson.
I'm seated, but it's 9 p.m. at Maldives, so it's dark, and I don't want to disturb my mother.
9 p.m. where? In St. Petersburg?
No, in Maldives.
Ah, yes, you're there now. Come on, why didn't you share with us? How is there? Is it great?
Yes, I can show you, but it's dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. Oh, but it's still so beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, cool. Then I wish you sweet dreams in such a sweet place. Yes, and
Thank you.
do your homework. All right,
Thank you.
ladies. See you next time. See you on Wednesday and take care.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you.